Hello, I'm Tylah Tully, and today I'm joined by Heavy Rare Earths Exploration Manager Joseph Ogierman. Joseph, thanks for being here today.
It's a pleasure, Tyler.
So you've joined Heavy Rare Earths as Exploration Manager after the company pivoted its focus to uranium exploration in South Australia. Tell us about the company's projects and what makes them so special.
Well, we have three projects that we're into at the moment, Tyler. All three of them are in northern South Australia in the world-renowned Curnamona province and overlying sedimentary basins. The projects are the Prospect Hill, Namba, Billaroo and Radium Hill prospects. Billaroo Lake Namba covers the two paleochannels, the Billaroo and the Namba paleochannel. There's about 100 kilometres worth of paleochannel within the HRE grounds. Both are known to contain uranium, and so HRE holds about 50 kilometres of strike length of the Namba paleochannel. It's quite an important paleochannel. It has the Gould's Dam resource, which is held by Boss Energy, and we have HRE holds ground that are both upstream and downstream of the Gould's Dam deposit, including about 12 kilometres downstream. We have a 30 kilometre section of the paleochannel which has never been tested by a single drill hole. So this is within HRE's ground, and we find that this is quite an important focus of our work going forward. And so our other projects are Prospect Hill, which has in the past has always been the focus has been on hard rock elements such as tin and base metals. No one's really looked at the uranium potential for there. Our exploration model is that groundwaters have eroded and dissolved uranium from the basement rocks and have carried it downstream, and we hope that they've been deposited within Cretaceous tillites which onlap this basement. And this is a direct analogy with the nearby 4 Mile West deposit, which is held by Heathgate Resources. This is a particularly rich deposit, which is about 71 million pounds of U3O8 at about 0.34%. And once again, this has never been tested by a single drill hole, so we have great hope for that potential of that deposit. Our third project is Radium Hill. The Radium Hill mine was Australia's first uranium mine. It operated from about 1953-4 to 1962, and as soon as it closed, it was sort of off limits to explorers, and it still is to this day. But Heavy Rare Earths holds the ground that completely surrounds the mine, and we've got access to about 5 kilometres of strike length of the line of load. And to this day, you can walk along the line of load. You can see old pits and shafts, which outcropping uranium mineralisation. We recently did some sampling along that, and we came back with some very high uranium figures, which just shows the uranium mineralisation does continue. And so we're sort of the first company in 60 years to really have a good look at this line of load, and so we're the first company in that time to throw our modern exploration tools at it. So we hope that we can come up with something quite good from there.
As you've mentioned, South Australia already hosts significant uranium production by the likes of Heathgate Resources at its 4 Mile operation and Boss Energy at Honeymoon. Can you talk us through what the opportunity to make a significant discovery here is?
Well, I guess in a way you've sort of answered that yourself. Is that we are in an area where there are operating uranium mines, and in fact, two of those, Heathgate's 4 Mile West and Boss Energy's Honeymoon and Gould's Dam projects, are in tenements which actually directly abut the land holding that HRE has, which is good. So South Australia's also got quite a rich history in uranium mining. So we feel that it highlights the potential we have for future exploration success. It offers us as well the advantage of being in a jurisdiction that's actually quite supportive of uranium mining. And I think the government of South Australia understands that its importance to the industry and to the state as a whole. It's got the regulatory framework in motion to help explorers and to take them to the next step, to production. And it's supportive of the industry and recognises it's important to the state. So in summary, we have a great land holding in a prospective terrain and are close to low-cost operating mines and in a supportive jurisdiction. So if we make a significant discovery, we realise that it offers all shareholders a potential low-cost entry into the uranium market.
So what are the near-term goals HRE is looking to achieve in South Australia, and what's the potential timeline on that front?
Since the projects were brought into the company, we've conducted quite an extensive research of all data available, and it's helped us sort of identify prospective geological zones. And so we use that, and we recently completed extensive geophysics, first-pass geophysics over all three project areas. And at the moment, we are working in conjunction with consultants to interpret this data, and hopefully we'll come up with some target generation, which will be used for drill testing of these targets in the second half of the year. And we hope to have this process of target generation completed in about a month or so. So in anticipation of drilling taking place in the second half of the year, we've already commenced negotiations with all landowners and native title holders in the area, and we've commenced making applications to the state government for approvals for this for the drill testing. We anticipate that the whole process is going to be pretty straightforward because the tenement holders, HRE Resources, have a long history of successful negotiations with all stakeholders in the period that they've been in the area for 3 decades or so. And so we will rely on their expertise and their experience and the relationships they've established to help us move forward.
Finally, it's not just about the uranium. HRE has significant exposure to other critical minerals like scandium and rare earths at Radium Hill. Can you tell us about the added value that brings to the company's portfolio? Yes,
it's interesting that although the mine Radium Hill was discovered over 100 years ago, and Sir Douglas Morton, famous Antarctic explorer and famous geologist, when he first described mineralisation from the deposit in the first decade of the 1900s, he noted that there were other elements associated with the uranium, such as scandium and rare earths, which these days we regard as critical minerals. So it's significant to know that in that 100 years since it was discovered, there's been very little effort to try to get value from anything apart from the uranium, except for a very short cursory attempt to extract scandium in probably the last year of the uranium mining in the early 1960s. So although looking for extensions to the Radium Hill mine along strike is our chief priority, we realise that scandium and rare earths, the presence of scandium earths, are also a priority, especially as they may be all mineralogically linked. We recently reported reconnaissance rock sampling results from some brief sampling we've done along strike, where we got high-grade uranium, which we expected, up to 1.6% U3O8. But we're also very delighted to see that we got up to about 0.1% scandium oxide and about 3.4% rare earth oxide. So it was also very encouraging for us. The average scandium assays from all our sampling we did was about 560 or so ppm scandium oxide, which compares favourably with many other scandium deposits in Australia. And also, although Radium Hill is recognised as Australia's first uranium mine, we can see its real value is as a critical mineral generator for HRE, with scandium and rare earths potentially adding significant value to the uranium that is present.
Well, Joseph, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining us today.
It's been a pleasure, Tyler.
For more ASX news and analysis, subscribe below.